This is a short video about the ongoing project called the Ham Van by the Ham Van team. The Ham Van, after it arrived in Michigan from New York in January of 2017. Jim, K8JH, worked on gutting the van of unnecessary wires. This took about several weeks. One of the first things added was the antenna patch panel with 5 radio jacks and 4 antenna jacks through the night coil to the top of the mast. 2 spares went to the outside panel on the right side of the van. The charger was added to keep the 2 deep cell batteries charged. The charger runs on either shore power or generator power. Then the inverter was added for the computers and the rotor. Most everything else is 12 volt. A new generator was installed on a roll-out stainless steel bed to provide power when the shore power was not available. The old compressor for the mast was removed and replaced with a new, quieter one, and storage was created for the power cords and wire antennas, rotor, tools, and spare parts. A storage tube for mast and expandable poles was added to the right side of the van. The beams are stored on the top and the left side. The rotor control and radios were added, a Yaesu FT991 and an Elecraft KS3, and a Zastone for 2 meter and 440. An Elecraft KPA 500 was also included. There are 2 computers, one for each radio, and also a larger monitor. The result was 2 operating positions, one at the console itself and one from the reversible seat in the passenger side of the van. The rotor slides into the top of the mast and is held in place with a pin. The beam antennas all connect to the mast with large wing nuts. No tools are required on top of the van. Dipoles and long wires connect to a pipe at the underside of the rotor. The original mast had some small leaks which caused the compressor to run more than desired, so it was replaced with a better one from another van. Okay, time to operate. Field Day 2017 with a 40 meter fixed direction wire beam and a 6 meter beam on the top of the mast. This is Jim, K8JH, operating Field Day 40 meter CW at night. This was the Michigan State Parks on the Air from the White Pine Trail in Reed City with a 40 meter dipole and a 6 meter beam on the top of the mast. Another Michigan park on the air, Hoff State Park in EN 85 with a 40 meter rotatable dipole and a 6 meter beam on the mast. This is Michigan's East Tawas Point State Park with a 6 meter beam and a 40 meter dipole on the mast. This is Brockway Mountain, Copper Harbor, Michigan, rear grid EN 67 with a hex beam and a 20 meter and a new 6 meter beam and a Wyndham antenna. This is Dayton Hamvention 2018 on display at the main gate with a 2 meter 440 antenna on top, 6 meter beam, and a 20 meter hex beam. On display at Michigan HamCon 2017 with a 6 meter beam and a 20 meter rotatable dipole. Field Day 2018, again with a 40 meter wire beam pointed toward Florida and a 6 meter beam. At Northport, Michigan for the 2018 VHF contest with a 2 meter and a 6 meter beam on top. Then at Grand Haven State Park for the same 2018 VHF contest with a 2 meter and a 6 meter beam on top, working in rover mode for multiple grids. This little story brought to you by the Ham Van team, Jim, K8JH, Bob, K8EIO, Mike, KB8KB, and Tom, K8TB. Thanks for watching.